Hey everyone, hope this finds you well. So another episode of Ask Shane, a few things to share with you all today. So coming back this afternoon to prepare for consultations this evening, I passed the trail that I foraged the elderflower berries from, and I looked up and they were elderberries, and they were kind of hanging quite low. They were full, and I thought now is the time. So foraged them, and I'm really surprised that they were as kind of vibrant as they were, with the amount of extreme dry weather we've had here in the UK. That the fruit was just kind of full, and I thought probably catching it absolutely the right time, so brought it back, washed it, then separated half of the forage. Some have gone into the freezer for later on, so that come Yule, just before Yule, I can make an elderberry fizz. So I'm going to experiment, and at the moment I've got the elderberry fizz on the go. I will put a picture at the end of the video for you. So I've got the elderberry fizz on the go. Same sort of principle I'm going to apply that I made the ginger beer with. So it's going to kind of go through a very similar process, very kind of short fermentation. But before I added the yeast, I thought I'm going to kind of, because I put the berries, I left them kind of in some sugar, in some water, heated it up, kind of broke it all down, and you kind of make a cordial, you make a syrup, and then you kind of add that to water, you add your yeast, say similar process to ginger beer. And I thought before I add the yeast, the cordial, I'm going to try some of that just to see what that's tasting like, because I've never made the elderberry fizz, but I thought I'm going to apply the same principle as some of the other things I've made, and it absolutely tasted divine. So I can't wait for it to ferment and have some fizz to it. And then, as I say, kind of later in the year, just before Yule, I make some more if this one is successful. So I thought I'd share that with you. The other thing, we've got a wonderful question. I've got a lovely question that has come up. This question has come up via YouTube, okay? So it's from Honeywitch, via the video, what makes a good life? Is happiness just a word? 5 things I learned along the way. And the question come up, and I kind of feel that, you know, these are really vitally important questions, because they are all around contact, all around spirit contact, okay? So the question was, hi Shane, I feel there is something or someone who is trying to get my attention. I feel that there is something or someone who is trying to get my attention. My daughter's bedroom door keeps opening on its own. Always make sure it's closed tightly and wiggle the knob just to make sure, but even when I walk upstairs, her room will always open. I first noticed it a couple of months ago, but it's happening more frequently. I'm not quite sure what to do. How do I make contact? Should I make contact? Brilliant question, okay? There's a few things for me that's going on there, okay? You know, I say time and time again, one of the things that I say often is that all information's information. That everything that kind of happens in the way that spirit make contact is never by chance. It's never random, okay? It's always by design. So it's never random, it's always by design. And that's something to really kind of really mull over, because what they're trying to do is absolutely grab your attention, but they're also trying to subconsciously trigger the information in the way that they're approaching you, in the way that they're contacting you, in the way that they are connecting with you. So think about it, okay? Doors, okay? So that's the first thing that jumps out at me. You know, spirit love to make kind of their presence known in a doorway. I've shared this so many times. It's because it's a transitional space. We're more aware of it. Life is so busy that spirit in a way have to kind of stand and almost call to us, or in some cases in a way kind of shout to us to get our attention, whereas going back years before, they would just merge into the environment. Nowadays, you know, the world moves too fast, we move too fast, I have to work harder. Okay, so we know all of that. Okay, so that's kind of the grounding, the foundation of this. So they love doorways. But the other thing a doorway represents, okay, is a boundary. Okay, is a boundary. It's a doorway. It's a transitional space. It's a space that comes in to our own. The thing that I kind of get with this is one or two things I'm going to share with you. Is that no doubt they're trying to get your attention. One of the things that I kind of sense with that is a female vibration. She was a lady that when she was this side of life, Honey Witch, that she would have been a fusser. She would have been a bit of a warrior. She could have been somebody that made sure that everybody was okay, and sometimes would have gone a little bit kind of too far with that. So she would have been a little bit kind of anxious with it, and in a way that kind of anxiety could have been turned into a bit of fussing and fussiness, and even a little bit of kind of control. Not that she meant bad by it, but she was an anxious person. There is a sense of anxiety being mentioned. Okay, is there something you're anxious about? Is there something you're unsure about? Is there something that has left you a little bit kind of unsure, worried, vulnerable about? Is there a doorway that needs closing? Is there something that needs tying up, tying off, resolved or completed? Something that is lingering that you are either not looking at, don't want to look at, turning the cheek, or even avoiding. Okay, they're the words that come. Okay, because this doorway opening up is almost saying to me, you know, this situation is not going to go away until it's dealt with. Do share. Okay, do let me know how this is sitting for you. Okay, it's not going to go away unless you kind of meet it. You shut that door, you tie that situation off. It's almost like it's grown over time, so it could have been a problem at this level and it's grown. Okay, and if that isn't the case, watch for that kind of unraveling as you go forwards, and don't allow a situation to escalate. Okay, should you make contact? Well, yeah, I get a feeling of this lady being motherly, grandmotherly, very nurturing, very caring, as I said, but there is an underlying anxiety to you. So, you know, I feel you're very strong, you're made of grit, you're made of backbone. Okay, but underneath that there is this kind of anxiety through this situation I've shared, spoke to you about, and it's constantly in the back of my mind. It's kind of growing. It never really goes away. Okay, so it needs gently facing, nipping in the bud. As I say, if this is something's unraveling, don't allow it to escalate and become bigger than it should, or bigger than it needs to be. Okay, now the other important point to this, and this is all kind of, even though I'm talking to you, Honey Witch, this is something now everybody can take. Okay, spirit like to grab our attention in ways that draw us to what kind of needs to be kind of looked at. I had a good friend recently who, not out of the blue, but messaged me and said to me, the most oddest things happened, something of mine has disappeared, yet I know it was there. Okay, so straight away I look at that and think, well, are they forgetful? No, they're not. Okay, so it's not them being forgetful. Is there anyone else there that could have moved them? No, don't think so. Okay, so that again is designed to grab our attention. You know, when things disappear or things move or get misplaced, it's absolutely by design to grab our attention. And I kind of listened to that and thought, right, okay, so they are trying to grab their attention. Okay, wasn't sure what the item was, but the message felt more important. And I just got this feeling of a window being left open. Okay, so a doorway or window being left open. Almost this feeling of complacence. This feeling of being not completely blasé, because the person isn't, but being a little bit, I'll be okay. You know, almost like, you know, the metaphor they gave me was a bit like me taking one of my expensive bikes, realising I haven't got a chain and thinking, well, I need to go in that shop. I know, I'll park it up front very quickly, I'll run in, it'll be okay. Well, you can guarantee that'll be the time, and I have done that in the past, but that'll be the time where you'll get caught out. So it was that feeling that followed, okay? So it was this feeling of either leaving something open, or doorway and window, then the feeling of the bike being left outside. And I thought, right, so what they're saying is to be careful, don't be complacent, don't just leave a window, don't leave a doorway open. Okay, and what had disappeared was a pair of shorts that they had left at their end of their bed. They come home from work, have a shower, all the things that they need to do. With this extreme hot weather, just jump into a pair of shorts and relax. It was a pair of shorts that had disappeared. Now, that's so random in itself, but in a way they knew that it was going to lead them to the conversation with me, because the conversation was, do not leave a doorway or window wide open, go out, don't be complacent. And they wrote back to me and went, oh, now that makes sense. I go out, I do leave all my windows open, I live above some garages, but whilst I'm out I worry about it all the time. I come back, it's okay, but I worry about it. And I said to him, well, this message could be twofold. It could be the fact that you're stealing a lot of your attention and your time. It's creating a huge amount of anxiety, because in the back of your mind, you've left those windows open. Is it going to be okay? Is it worth doing that? And the other thing is, maybe they were drawing our attention to the fact that you shouldn't be doing it, you know, which is a bit like, you know, me running around the shop and then trying to get to the front of the queue because I've got my bike outside. Why not spend the 2 minutes remembering to take the lock the bike up, and then you don't need to worry about it, you know? So I feel that, you know, everything that kind of happens in this way is all by design. It's never random, it's never by chance, okay? And the other thing is, you know, when it comes to doorways, you know, check in. Is it a boundary issue? Do I need to shut the door? Do I need to fortify that door? You know, are my boundaries strong? Are my boundaries okay? Or is it the fact that I need to let something in? You know, am I a little bit fearful of Spirit Honey Witch? Am I a little bit anxious about that? And the other thing is, for you, I'm really sure there's something that you've been kind of steering away from, almost a sense of avoidance that you need to kind of look at, and you need to kind of just meet, okay? And the other thing is, I think it's your daughter. I think your daughter is incredibly in tune. Again, this doorway opening, is there a doorway opening? Is she having experiences? Is she going to go on to have experiences? Hope that stirred up a lot of thought for you all. As always, absolute pleasure. Do keep the questions coming in for Ask Shane. Links will all be within this video for our Facebook page and our Instagram. Also, just to let you guys know, we've got some exciting developments going forwards. We've got some merchandise coming as well, but I'll kind of cut a video nearer the time over the next month and a half, all about that. The other announcement I want to make is this will be a pause on the videos for a couple of weeks as we take a well-deserved rest and a well-deserved break, and we head off into the big great outdoors for an extended period of time. little not so little micro adventure, but when we get back there'll be lots of content to share with you, and of course we'll pick up the Ask Shane. But until then guys, towards the beginning of September is when I kind of be back in the groove, following forwards with the videos and all the exciting updates around the merchandise and all the other things that are coming our way. So really enjoy this time. As always, a heartfelt pleasure, and I'll see you all very soon. Take care guys. Bye.